All right, guys, welcome to the weekly Heather recap for the 4th week of January. The exact dates will be in the description below, as well as the link to the 2 live streams I did covering this past week. If you want the full clips or full live streams of anything in here, again, this would just be the highlights for a quick recap of everything that happened. The first thing that happened this week, or at least picking up from where we left off last week, was this crazy live stream where they have lights now in the tent. Very ominous, where she's just going off about every little thing in her life because she got woken up at 1 a.m. apparently.
Creator of humans other than God, the one actual womb.
Oh yeah, she goes on about her womb a bunch.
Her womb. Let me say that again. The one who uses her womb to give life. Women should just be treated differently.
They should just be treated differently, you know?
Not held in a fucking tent like a hostage. You want to talk about gaslighting?
Sure, let's talk about gaslighting. And she's not a hostage either.
You want to talk about gaslighting? This is Heather Gillespie.
Oh, I couldn't tell. It is pretty dark. As if like anyone else would be talking like this.
The way you want to talk about gaslighting? What is gaslighting?
Teacher Heather's coming out.
When you're in the presence of a fucking liar and they sit there and lie and lie and lie, and even when they're presented with the truth, they stick to their lie.
Is that? I don't think that's the definition of gaslighting.
One of 2 reasons for gaslighting. 1, ego. They're a proud motherfucker and they're evil. Number 2, they can't breathe. Someone is extorting them, standing on their neck, or threatening their lives or the lives of the people that they love.
Now, I could be wrong. I'm not a psychologist or a botanist or any of that fun stuff. But my understanding what gaslighting is like someone convincing you that you're crazy. And questioning reality, like making you question reality, not just a liar lying because they're big, mean liar pants. And they only do it because they're being extorted or they can't breathe or they're evil. I don't know. I mean, like she has Google at her fingertips, right? She goes on about technology all the time.
Just silent. I'm sick of talking about this shit. Am I in hiding?
I mean, you talk about it all the time.
Hiding? Am I eluding police? No, I am all in everyone's faces. The public, the police, the aldermen, the politicians. There's no one that I have steered clear from. As a matter of fact, I have put the keys in the ignition and my foot on the gas and driven headfirst into every one of these agencies.
She's not wrong there. But that also kind of shows that it's not getting anywhere doing this.
Begging for assistance with this issue. Yet here we are. I am relying on sources like Abraham Hicks, like some of the old school motivational speakers, Joel Osteen, Tony Robbins, etc. and so forth. I
just learned about Abraham Hicks this past live stream. Apparently, it's a woman who's channeling a man through energy. That's what my live chat told me, at least. I don't know how accurate that is.
Rely heavily on those. Gary Vee, Grant Cardone. My children are there frequently, about 50% of the time.
By there, she means like at a high vibration.
In a high frequency mood. Then there are times when I can tell that whatever darkness is looming around me, the lies, the setup attempts, the entrapment attempts, the abuse, it's most certainly extending onto them.
I don't think so. I don't know why she thinks that everyone else around her gets affected by her nonsense. I mean, like, to an extent it does, but not when they're that disconnected. Like, no one is messing with Heather's kids who are not near Heather to get at Heather. That's just not happening.
Because their vibration goes from being carefree children to very, very low confrontational even. Those are not my children don't behave that way.
I mean, they're probably just sick of your shit some days.
Not naturally anyways. Same with me. They take away all of these motivational speakers and motivationals that I listen to. How do they take them away? I'd love to tell you. What the fuck is going on? personal demographic information all over the place, copies of people's.
All right, so here she's talking about the gym that she claims to have been hired at, but then they fired her because she was rummaging around through all this personal information that she probably wasn't supposed to be. So they told her to leave and then revoked her gym membership.
Credit cards all over the place, IDs, all sorts of shit, just everywhere. And I went to Dave and I said, you guys don't have a shredder, bro? What the fuck are you doing with all this shit?
Yeah, I'm sure that Heather had non-nefarious reasons for gathering all that info up. It was to shred it, right? I'm sure.
You don't have a record destruction company that comes to take this or the shredder pieces or, you know, what the fuck is going on? And he looked me dead in my face and said, you don't work here. And I said,
well, that's not a good sign.
What? They just find each coping mechanism that I've utilized one by one and destroy it. With the YouTube videos, it was Abraham Hicks, it was Joel Osteen, it was Tony Robbins.
So she thinks that there's like fake YouTube, like YouTube is fake YouTube now, and they're altering all of these people's messages because she disagreed with Abraham Hicks's message on how, you know, you're probably creating your own problems to make solutions for them to make yourself feel better, and that made Heather lose it. I think that was the whole cause for this live stream, or at least that's what I've been told.
And it was, I believe, Gary Vee or Grant Cardone. I'm not in my own way.
I mean, you kind of are.
So who's in my way?
You. Possibly Xavier.
Who's waking me up at 1 o'clock in the morning with their mask on? I don't wear a mask.
Well, then it can't be you. Is it Xavier?
Who is this fucking person? People. Why?
Why are you asking a bunch of people who have no context other than what you're giving us? And you can only see what you present.
What the fuck do you want? From
I want an explanation that makes sense, Heather. Just like you want an explanation for everything, I want an explanation for everything. A real explanation.
2015 to about 2017, I was being human sexually trafficked, groomed and coerced.
Opposed to like animally sexually trafficked.
All on a recorded line from the United States government. They have all of this on a recorded line.
Well, that sounds crazy then, right? Let's see how it was recorded on this line.
They made a guy try to break into my home while it was me and my children alone home in the apartment. Dylan was out.
Yeah, they made a guy.
Doing God knows what. Thanksgiving dinner or something with his mom and Mike Rome. How weird, right? But you're not gay though, right, bro?
Eating Thanksgiving dinner with your mom is now considered gay.
Your wife, who's stood by you for 4 years. Hell and high water. She doesn't get to go to Thanksgiving, but Mike Rome though. Right? Shifty.
She sounds salty.
Irregular behavior from your husband. I know Xavier.
So this is Xavier now she's talking about, not Dylan. We're bipping and bopping around between Dylan and Xavier in these rants.
Xavier came to save me from the people who were raping me in the street.
It doesn't sound like he's done a very good job if you're living in a tent and you say that all this stuff is still happening.
He picked me up from law enforcement, LE law enforcement plates on a black Suburban with a person who presents himself as a badge, shows me a badge. That's who dropped me off, or his son, actually. That's who dropped me off. Xavier came and picked me up approximately 3 hours later saying that his brother is the district attorney. Xavier's brother is the district attorney, or works in the district for the district attorney. And
wait, I thought Xavier's brother was the district attorney. Now he just works for the district attorney?
His office. My bad. And then,
well, then what the hell can he do? Why have you been hanging on to this for so long? Heather is crazy sometimes.
That he is going to protect and keep me safe, and that they know what's been going on. And can you imagine how I felt? Oh my.
Sounds like a Adam Sandler spy movie. This is terrible, Heather. This is terrible. Just move on.
My God, when you get rescued, Xavier, how many days a week?
This is the Xavier quiz questions.
With or without a gym membership, was I engaging in at least 30 minutes of exercise or more, not including pushing the cart or bike riding?
When we were staying at Airbnbs.
No, not when we were staying at Airbnb.
I mean, he's not off to a good start.
We would go daily.
Every day. When we were staying at Airbnb, I was pregnant with twins. Luckily, these fucking creeps allowed me to stay in the Airbnb while I went into preterm labor and lost the twins, and also gave me 2 weeks after that to recover before they threw me outside.
So you got 2 weeks free at the Airbnb where he might have induced a miscarriage and bled all over the place in someone's home, I'm assuming, because it's an Airbnb. That sounds really nice, and it sounds like they didn't have to do that. I would have probably like get at. You got 2 weeks free, and now your account's banned and you're salty about it. What else did you do in that 2 weeks? I'm sure you're probably mourning the loss of the twins, because that's actually, like a very traumatic thing to go through. But then you tend to do a lot of nefarious things when you're in your feels.
Blocking my Airbnb account for no reason. God forbid you have to take a shit. God forbid. If I have to take a shit, I need to go walk 4 to 6 blocks to wander around finding a place that's going to be open, or go to the fucking hospital.
I mean, but you've been doing this for 4 years. It's like this is a new concept to her.
To have a bowel movement. Can you even imagine? Can you even imagine? I want my life back.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of other people who want their life back, who have made poor decisions and other things. But sitting around in a tent all day bitching about it to Instagram, I don't think is going to accomplish anything.
I want to live. My 14-year-old was in 8th grade when this began. She's a senior in high school this year. I want to attend her graduation. I want to throw her a graduation party.
I don't think that's realistic.
I want all 3 of my children to live with me full time.
Let's all live in the tent, guys. Graduation party in the tent.
I want to give birth to my baby and not have to worry about where we will lay our head down at night. And I want...
Yeah, I think that's a pretty basic want, but you have to do things. You have to do things to better your situation. I don't want to sound like the dad, but like that's literally what you have to do. No one else is going to do it for you.
An explanation that makes sense.
That's what I want. Yes, that's what I want too. I want an explanation that makes sense.
For why
make it make sense.
We have been separated this entire time, and why my personal safety has been left in the hands of Xavier.
Well, because you're a safety issue for those kids. That's why you've been separated from them for so long. You live in a tent. You can't really provide for them. And you have decided to put your safety into Xavier's hands for whatever reason. No one's keeping you there with Xavier. If Xavier came up to me and said, I'm going to save you, and then his idea of saving me is us living in a tent for 4 years, I probably would have moved on a long time ago.
A 39-year-old man who cannot keep a job at the Domino's.
Yeah, that's an Adam Sandler spy movie. And Xavier is Adam Sandler.
For longer than a week before someone comes and intentionally, premeditatedly, and 100% target steals his electronic bike.
Someone stole his bike conveniently right when he got a job.
I could not make this shit up.
I mean, I think people could make this up.
I could not make this fucking shit up. Xavier almost gets hit by a car on purpose twice.
Xavier almost gets hit by a car on purpose. So Xavier was trying to get hit by a car, or the cars were trying to hit Xavier, like Grand Theft Auto?
one day. They intentionally knock over our entire cart of everything we have into the middle of the street. That is one example, just like the changes to Joel Osteen and Gary Vee and Grant Cardone. I know what the fuck these men teach.
I mean, they teach what they teach. If they decide, if they say something that, they say something you disagree with, that doesn't mean that YouTube is turned into fake YouTube and they're altering things.
And women. Abraham Hicks is a woman. I know what they teach. I know their messages. So when you start preaching from their voice, YouTube or fake YouTube, a message that does not
fake YouTube
resonate with the message they've been teaching all along, or an inversion of a real message to make it something very bad, what the fuck are they doing to our children? I'm a grown-ass woman who can report on this and has been for 4 years. They haven't done shit to protect me. My phone is still vulnerable to this.
I mean, it's vulnerable to your own paranoia, but all the stuff you're describing isn't happening.
What are they showing our children who think that they're about to watch a cartoon? What about when we fall asleep to YouTube videos?
I don't know what happens when people fall asleep to my videos, but I think you guys are safe.
My children, why aren't they in my own home where I belong? Why aren't we in my mansion, my castle, whatever?
Why aren't we in my mansion, my castle?
Virtual reality bullshit you have going on. I don't want any part of it. I want to press charges against everyone involved.
She's really leaning into the virtual reality shtick. I don't know where that came from. She thinks that she's a product tester against her will for virtual reality.
I've said this so many times I can't even count. There is not a single person in the world, not a murderer, not a pedophile, and everyone knows that I would love to murder a pedophile.
Everyone knows that.
Or a murderer, anyone who does anything to a child or a woman with no mercy. But there's not a person in the world who deserves what they've put me through, what they continue to put me through.
Not even the murderers.
Not one person. If someone pedophiles or murders, get rid of them.
If someone pedophile, get rid of them. But put me in a mansion, please. That's what she's trying to say here.
Simple as that.
I'm just a woman. I'm a woman who's pregnant with a womb.
Put them out of their misery or banish them away to some sort of prison until you figure out that it actually wasn't them or whatever the fucking case may be. Get them out of society, isolate them, and leave them alone. Xavier.
Yeah.
Here we go. Round 2 for Xavier.
When you woke up this morning, was your first thought, how can I be the most miserable motherfucker out here?
Softball question. Just say no.
No.
Okay. Just making sure.
Good job, Xavier. He passed that time. Flying
Holding
colors.
me in a tent, giving me a fucking dumbass book about Vanity Fair.
She's upset. She doesn't like the Vanity Fair book Xavier got her. I'm assuming Xavier got her.
Offense. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care at all. I don't have time to read about Vanity Fair.
I only have time to rant about all the same stuff every day in this tent. But I can't read Vanity Fair, guys.
Why? Why do you insist on this tent situation? Why are there people breathing in the world who are so ugly?
Whoa, Heather, that's not very nice.
What does that do to the collective energy?
I don't know. Jeez Louise.
They don't make escorts anymore.
No? What do they make?
They don't make escorts anymore because they're all dead.
Oh my. Okay. That's why they stopped being made? Because all of them died?
There is no such thing as escorts anymore. Every rich man knows that all he has to do if he wants a woman is take her.
That's not a lesson we're taking away here.
The whole game, as they've referred to it, was destroyed by extortion and technology.
Okay.
Period. You'll never convince me of otherwise. Ever. All that happened, as you can afford to pay people for protection online or exposure online, there is no reality that exists in the three-dimensional world regarding that genre. There's no more of
What? Okay, okay, Heather. We'll take your word for it. I don't have any experience in this field. Heather clearly does, and all of her escort friends are dead, which is sad if true. I don't think Heather has many friends.
this defensive strategy from law enforcement anymore. Yeah, they'll respond to a car accident. But even that, curated as fuck.
The car accident is curated as fuck.
Just like the car that was attempting to drive into Xavier and dump all of our stuff over. Just like the next car that literally pulled onto the front tire of his bicycle so that he could not get it out.
Was this just like a, let's try to get hit by a car and see someone day?
So that he had no choice but to deal with law enforcement, who wasn't even a real cop, but rather a Russian impersonator.
What does that even mean? A Russian impersonator? Like, there's a cop, he was Russian, and you just assumed he was a fake cop because he said something you didn't like or agree with?
Xavier, what day did you have the issue with the Russian impersonator cop?
Well, that's actually a hard one. He's got to get the date, the exact date right.
And the vehicle pulling onto your front tire.
Last week.
So that was January of 2024. What the fuck is going on?
I don't know, Heather. I don't know.
I ordered 4 items for the baby yesterday from Amazon.
Oh gosh, yeah, this. So she ordered items from Amazon. She paid for overnight shipping. Maybe she ordered it really late into the day. So it's now, I think, 7 in the morning when she did this. And she's mad that the items aren't there yet. So she yelled at Pat from Amazon for 30 minutes. It would have been before 7 in the morning. Because if this was going at 7 in the morning, she did it before. Yeah. So I think she was trying to just get some free shit. Be like, it didn't come overnight. She doesn't need it overnight. She's not going anywhere. She's not doing anything. The baby's not due. It's not born. She doesn't need it today, right now, especially at like 6 in the morning. But, you know, gotta call Amazon, make everyone's life difficult.
I ordered the Amazon Hub Locker. I paid extra for overnight shipping to receive the package by tomorrow, which is today, Sunday, January the 21st. And they took the money out and still have only shipped 3 of 4 items. And they're not due to arrive until Tuesday. And I call Amazon. And I'm hung up on 4 times. The 5th time,
Probably pissing off a lot of people.
I speak with a woman named, what was the woman's name? Pat.
Pat's a gem.
Pat. For 30 minutes, I'm on the phone with Pat. 30 minutes. But that's not before I went to Xavier. What stores did we go to today?
Oh, well, that's an easy one.
2 stores we went to.
Target
And
and TJ Maxx.
Target and TJ Maxx.
Good job, Xavier.
Who the fuck has ever been, raise your hand, if you've been to Target or TJ Maxx? Pretty much everyone in the world.
This is crazy. Could you imagine living in a tent with your girlfriend? She just pretends to be a teacher to people who just hate her. She barks, questions, asks, where do we go to? I don't know. Target and TJ Maxx. That's right. Raise your hand. You've ever been to these stores?
Right? With a pulse. Xavier.
Oh my God. Okay, Xavier again. What's this now?
Did either one of those stores have a single baby item?
No.
Probably.
Not a fucking single item. Not a bobo.
I doubt that. I'm sure Target has some baby shit.
Not a bottle. Not a clothing. Not a blanket. Not a damn thing. Nothing. Not a single baby item. Target and TJ Maxx. What the fuck? So I order them on Amazon for overnight delivery and get robbed for the $12 or whatever and cents that I paid for the overnight delivery. And
You don't need overnight delivery though. So you're spending that extra money for no reason because the baby's not here.
So I guess I'll just spend another 30 minutes on the phone to see if they'll refund that. But
Yeah, so you're just trying to get some free shit. Like, my goodness. You don't even have a place to put all this stuff. You said that the other day.
they'll say no. Just like they did the maternity hospital bag that I purchased at Christmas time when I was ordering my kids' Christmas gifts. They never sent it. They kept it. And they said that they don't owe me any money for it because they never charged my card the money for it. Why is it that when Instagram starts acting up and socials start acting up, Amazon starts acting up?
Just, I don't know. It's all in your head. None of these things are actually acting up. You're just trying to spin this narrative.
Why is that? Why would that be? Amazon is hands down the most reliable. You could get it literally 12 hours later. Literally. Unless you're me today. Unless you're in a high vibrational frequency and the motherfuckers around you don't like that. Then
that's what it must be.
You may or may not get your package. And you may or may not spend 5 calls and 30 minutes on one of those 5 calls talking to Pat with Amazon.
Who sounds like a lovely lady.
Put some hydrogen peroxide in my ears and
Hell yeah. Put that hydrogen peroxide in your ear. I didn't even know that was a thing people did.
try to go back to sleep.
I like to sleep with hydrogen peroxide in my ears.
Dump on here to see if there's anyone worthwhile. Anyone with a badge in the audience? Anyone want to give some perspective?
I thought she said vag for a second, but she said badge. I want to give some perspective.
Anyone care to explain how it's legal or even possible for that matter for me to still be in this situation 4 years later? I've never agreed nor given my consent to be a part of this in the real world, nor in any sort of virtual reality experience.
Yeah, so unplug me from the Matrix and get me out of here.
I would like to press charges against everyone involved. I don't do drugs. I never have.
Ah!
They won't let me see my kids. I've just been here doing air duster for 4 days, or 2 days. I never smoked air duster in my whole entire life before this. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know, guys.
And then these motherfuckers have the audacity. Audacious.
Audacious.
To send me a message through the Illinois Vine system.
That's been a big thing this past week or so. Is Dylan has a court date with Marissa. They're actually back together now. I don't think nothing's going to go through with that. But they were sending her Vine notifications because she signed up to get Vine notifications for anything that happens with Dylan. And she thinks that she's the plaintiff in that case for whatever reason. So, yeah, those audacious Vine people.
Victim services system. Strawberry milk, Korean. Stating that the offender in my case, a domestic violence case from January 6, 2024. Xavier, where was I January 6, 2024?
Jesus Christ. I wouldn't know the answer to this.
Along with every other fucking day in January.
Oh, well, maybe I would. The 10th?
So far.
In the laundromat.
Uh-oh. That was the right answer, Xavier. He said the laundromat. I don't think she's been at the laundromat every day for the past. That's no. Oh, no, Xavier.
What?
Oh, no, Xavier.
Have I resided at any residence or been in the presence of any person other than yourself and this tent since 8 weeks ago?
No.
Okay, great.
Oh, my goodness.
So I was in this fucking tent. Maybe I went to do laundry. Who knows? I most certainly was not involved in a domestic violence dispute with Dylan Smith.
No, but Marissa was.
What the fuck? But that's what they're alleging.
That's not what they're alleging.
And I call, and the women who answer are shocked. They have no idea. We've never heard of that.
Yeah, because it didn't happen.
What the fuck do you mean you've never heard of it? This number is the number sending me a text message saying to call this number when I get this message.
She needs to record on these calls. I'm sure that they would explain to her, well, maybe you just have the notifications on. Have you ever known this man in the past? She'd be like, yeah, we used to date. How did you meet him? Well, I was dating him while he was in prison on Love After Lockup, so I'm sure you had the Vine notifications on back then. Mamma mia.
Here I am. Hello. Can I send you a screenshot via email? We don't have email. Okay. Welcome to the 1960s where we don't have email and we don't know what the Vine system is for victims and offenders.
I'm sure they know that too. I'm sure someone has told her and she doesn't want to hear it.
Like, where are we? Did I just fall face first into a fucking DeLorean? DeLorean? Having a transvestite impersonating Xavier dragged me down the street by my wrist while he was on a bicycle.
A transvestite impersonating Xavier? What?
Pulling me down the street on a bicycle by my wrist.
I don't think that's even possible.
Burning back skin off, dressed as a woman and Xavier.
Dressed as a woman and Xavier. Dressed as Xavier, just as a woman.
Dressed as Xavier, dressed as a woman.
Perfect.
I could not make this shit up. I
think you could.
Have video of it all.
Well, show us, please.
Photos of it all. Yeah, I know what Hicks was saying, and I don't agree with it.
Yeah, this is what triggered her this morning.
That you're in a cycle of creating your own problems to solve the problems so that you can receive accolades for solving the problems. I'm pretty sure I didn't create diabetes, Abraham.
Don't know where diabetes comes into this, but okay.
I'm pretty sure I didn't create a deficit in diabetic educators. And I'm pretty sure I had nothing to do with incorporating electronic medical records into these offices.
Well, you haven't been a medical administrator for a long time. I don't think we even need to think about those days. We should probably focus on the present.
Which had its own issues with patient care and efficiency. Abraham. Come on, man. Can you give this a little bit more of an objective, universal perspective for me? Because, come on. Had display boards put up in their exam rooms with all of the questions
that sounds like Queen of Spades.
And answers that these people would have. Abraham, is that me inventing fucking problems too?
Maybe. You're yelling a lot.
What the fuck do you want from me? You guys continue.
All right, so that was a crazy live stream. These are her stories from the week.
Continue to ask me why Marissa and Dylan are fucking trash bags that get wasted every single night on every drug they make. Maybe it has something to do with the way that you treat me. Maybe they're not as strong as I am. Maybe they're not as pregnant as I am. So,
well, of course they're not as pregnant as you are, but what do you mean? They're not as strong as you, so they have to get high?
Maybe they think if they stay wasted, you people don't stand a chance at badgering them or harming them. Maybe they're addicts because you make them like that.
Oh, okay. It's our fault. I thought this was a flex on how you're better than them, but it turned into we're the problem.
Maybe that's why. Good morning, you guys. They really think we're dumb.
Oh, this is interesting as well. So she says that people were impersonating the shelter, trying to help them, because why would the shelter actually try to help homeless people?
So be careful if you're out here, because they literally just walked up to us. They asked us if we have income, posing as some sort of social service group, asking us if we have income. It's so predatory out here right now, you guys. This climate is not good at all. It is bad. It is bad. Where the fuck is the taxpayer money going? And I just had like a major development.
I mean, it's trying to help you, and you're refusing it because, I don't know, you think that there's somebody else.
In this case. So now they're walking around.
And a development. Okay, guys, what's the development?
Passing out bus passes. Why are they passing out bus passes, trying to get people on the bus 24 hours a day, riding around the bus, if we've already handled the situation of people being targeted?
I don't understand the thought process there, but I don't think they're handing out bus passes to have you on the bus 24/7. That doesn't make any sense either.
Why are they trying to put people on camera riding the bus for 12 to 24 hours?
Who is riding the bus for 12 to 24 hours? Where's this bus going? Is it just going in a circle? Why would you do that?
If we're already documenting the situation from this perspective. And why are they claiming that 10 South Kedzie is the answer when we know it's not? The only people at 10 South Kedzie are high on crack and don't sleep.
That's the homeless shelter, or the place where you can get assistance if you're homeless.
What's really going on there?
People are trying to help you, and you just want to stay in the tent.
I'm not putting too much pressure on myself to write right now. I am going to reactivate the website in the next month or two, but someone
has hacked her website and she can't write in there. And I guess the 400-page novel, we're going to have to wait for it. I hope the coffee table book still comes out.
Like literally disassembled it, like in the about page. You if you've ever purchased a website before, you build it out yourself, but they put placeholder, what they call placeholder text in the body. I have erased that so many times and written my own, and they just continue to fuck it up.
Do you press save after you've written your own?
I don't know what's going on, sponsors, but Xavier says that he's going to get money, and then we sit here for 4 to 6 hours waiting, and I'm 36 weeks pregnant and have eaten only a little cold chicken today. So
get on it.
I don't know what's going on. I don't like it. They sent some weird ass fucking crackheads around again this morning. The same ones that brought us those poisonous honeygram teddy bears when we were in Lincoln Park.
Yeah. So anyone who tries to help her is like trying to poison her. That's a totally normal thought process. And these, the same people who try to poison him with Teddy Grahams were trying to offer assistance today.
I thought that situation had been taken care of. So please follow up with me on that. Thank you.
Who's supposed to follow up with you on that?
They will replace the Xavier who loves me and supports me with one who is an asshole. And claims, like I said before, that it's him providing meals to me and another weird shit.
Yes, I am.
I would suppose that
He's trying to say something. I don't know what he's trying to say, but it's not letting him.
that would be the same fake Xavier who was doing fentanyl in an alley this summer. Because the real Xavier doesn't do drugs. So if any sponsors or anyone who's been around and documenting this wants to chime in, that'd be fantastic. I don't want to fucking play with you people. I am 36, nearly 37 weeks pregnant. Where the fuck is Xavier?
I mean, he's right there. He's right there. You just want to live in a delusional world where when Xavier does something you don't like, he's somebody else.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, before fake Xavier shows up, Viviana calls, or I call her, and she's like, Xavier is an asshole. My daughter doesn't talk like that. And it's the same time Xavier starts acting weird. So I know it's not Xavier, and I know it's not Viviana. I'm curious to understand what the change is that
People can't think for themselves. It has to be an external force.
It takes all my family
Especially if their line of thinking is opposite to Heather's.
members and the people around me from being one way to being completely another way. It's not her father. It's someone exploiting her father. Or
Yeah. So if the baby daddy got a girlfriend and Heather does not approve of her, because why would Heather approve of anyone?
controlling her father. And I thought it was a woman. How many of you are co-parenting with a new relationship on the other end? I'm thinking about doing a blog post about this. Is this something you guys are interested in, co-parenting when the other parent gets into a new relationship? Because it is worrisome that there's another influence, female influence. I don't know this person. I don't know if our belief systems align. if our morals and ethics align, and that to me is really scary.
I don't think you guys have the same morals or ethics. Hers are probably much better than yours, Heather. And look, you got the Amazon stuff. So no need to be mad at Pat.
1, 2, 3, 4, all packages. I got 2 small bottles. I'm going to breastfeed, but just to have on hand just in case.
This is all useless because she's not going to keep the kid.
And I really like these. They're silicone. They're soft. The baby can like squeeze them with his hands and it feels like a breast. So I like these. I got this. Look at this, you guys. They did not have this when my children were first born. All of this, a 30-piece set, and it all matches. Little elephants, little stars, and eight pairs of socks, 4 hats, long sleeve and short sleeve onesies, pants, sleepers. So that's an amazing start. And then Bobos or Passies and my postpartum recovery. I'm literally like miserable to be around. I'm trying to change my vibe.
I mean, when are you not miserable to be around, to be honest? I've never seen Heather like super happy about anything.
I just really want some spa services.
Of course, yeah. That's we should be spending the money on a spa.
And like a hot shower and a nap on a bed. So I'm trying to spend the money as responsibly as humanly possible.
We'll probably go to the spa.
Xavier's father said he'll have the apartment by the time the baby comes, or we'll put us in a weekly hotel until he gets one. Xavier says over 100% chance that his dad is not lying, that he will get the apartment and that there's nothing to worry about. There
I mean, what about all the other stuff Xavier said?
Are really bad vibes and bad intentions around the area, and I would like as many good vibrational supporters that I have to please all assist in saying a prayer.
Gotta say a prayer for Heather Gillespie. Who knows what's gonna happen today? She can sense something's off.
Or send.
This was right after Xavier's dick got leaked all over the place by himself. Like Xavier had a Twitter with his dick on it, and he was sending it to people. So I'll put the link up top for there. I'll put a little snippet in here going over that as well from the stream. So this is how this came about. So Xavier has a Tumblr. This person had been following them for like 7 months. Never talked to him or anything. And then out of the blue, he sends this Twitter. And there's like, what is going on with this Twitter? Went to the Twitter, and there was like just dick all over it. And Xavier with his face being like, "This is me and my dick." Public Twitter. I don't know what the fuck that was about. This happened on, I believe, the 9th. I reached out to this person to like verify everything. And then I think it was the 24th. It got leaked on the Reddit somehow that this account exists. And he changed the name of the account, took a bunch of them up, and like left one picture up. So I'm going to show you guys what the account looked like before it got leaked to Reddit. There was a Reddit post up that had like all the crazy stuff in it. It's been taken down now. But it's basically like stuff like this. Like you can see it here. This one is actually still up. This is redacted, obviously, because I can't show this kind of stuff on YouTube. But his name was Xavier. That was his handle there. If you were to go look at this now, it's like Colleen. And like I said, most of the stuff is gone. So that was, I don't know. There's like some theories thrown around about like what this is actually for, because it's very odd for someone to like, it's not, Twitter's not really the place for that. You know what I mean? I would get like promoting your OnlyFans or something. But if you're just like trying to send your dick pic, like just send it directly to people. I don't know if maybe this is a way around. Like, I'm not sending my dick to people either. Like, I have it on Twitter. I had the person that he actually reached out to said that they think it might have been like soliciting like men. Like maybe he's doing some sex work on the side with men. Not sure. So right now, I don't know what this is about because he didn't say to the person either. It's just like, here's the link. So I wonder how many other people he sent it to. I don't know. But there is a lot of this. A lot of this kind of stuff on there. So someone emailed Heather about this and was like, why is your dude's dick on Twitter? And then something else, but I can't read what the something else is. And then she started using the N-word because that's what Heather likes to do, I guess. She was like, N-word, why are you so worried about someone putting their dick on Twitter? The fuck? My N-word is not pregnant, nor does he have a belly. What does that mean? I don't know whose N-word that is. So she's basically saying that's not Xavier. Is it one of the fake Xaviers then? There's a fake Xavier out there who just puts his dick on Twitter, but my Xavier doesn't do that, all right? It's not my N-word, all right? Stay off my line, sent from my iPhone. So that was Heather's response to all of this. So someone did text her about it, and she texted back that it's not Xavier. It's not Xavier. That's fucking disgusting. Secondly, Xavier doesn't have that shirt. Bye. His face is in the pic. And yes, I'd agree. I agree. It's disgusting. Disgusting that he's sending this to random strangers on the internet. Yeah. Probably not a good look to send unsolicited stuff like that. So maybe that's what she means by bad vibes.
Some words of encouragement or whatever it may be. If you're in the downtown, just north of downtown Chicago area, there's most certainly something, really nefarious going around that I haven't experienced in approximately 2 months.
Was Xavier's dick all over the place 2 months ago too?
And the thing about me is that even when there's like fucking weird ass shit going on, like, I don't know, someone poops in Xavier's chancla.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Right, for instance. Some of you may have been with us this summer when that happened. We can tell intuitively which of those actions are curated because they are looking for to hear themselves on my social media and it gets them off or some weird sick thing.
I mean, anything she does ends up on her social media, so I don't think that would be much of a feat.
Versus the vibes that are exploitative, of children, sex crimes that are going on, or
I don't know how we got there.
Or other sort of nefarious exploitation. Someone has clearly been using my phone. How do I know? I don't have any dislike to Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, but Stitch is not my favorite Disney character.
So someone must be using your phone then. Because Stitch from Lilo and Stitch is being recommended to you. Even though, you're pregnant, you're looking at baby stuff. Stitch is a kid's character.
Nor is he one that I spend time looking up Instagram information on. Yet the algorithms on my phone are registering that someone has been using my phone or account to look up interests of their own, being Lilo and Stitch fan pages and products. That's not what I want in my algorithm because that's not what interests me. So when I go to my news feed, I want to see things that my AI is programmed to give me because they know I like them.
Yeah, not Lilo and Stitch.
Who is on my phone?
I mean, maybe it's Xavier. Maybe Xavier's watching Lilo and Stitch.
So a lot of you guys have been asking, what do I mean when I discuss sponsorship opportunities?
Yeah, I'm sure everyone's asking all the time. What do you mean by sponsorship opportunities? I'm still on Xavier thinking maybe he's learning how to be a parent by watching Lilo and Stitch.
Basically, for anyone who thinks that it's or agrees that it's, yes, in fact, wrong to hold anyone in a tent in 2024, especially a mother of 3, soon to be 4, who's in her 36th, almost 37th week of pregnancy.
Well, that's a An interesting way to position it. Well, if you disagree about anyone living in a tent, then you should donate. It's a good strong arm.
And who wants to provide any sort of insight, assistance financially, direction, etc., and so forth, as well as private.
Oh, you don't want to donate? Did you support mothers living in tents?
Sponsors who prefer to remain anonymous, who want to contribute to GoPro Solo and the success of that endeavor. I make it impossible to be calm around me.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what happened with the video on this, but we have audio.
And that's for myself and everyone around me. Like, here's the thing about Xavier. He doesn't smoke.
I'm pretty sure I've seen Xavier smoke a bunch of times.
So they have some person here posing as Xavier, and he's rolling up homemade cigarettes. Look what he's doing.
Maybe that's to save money, because he's trying to save money because the baby's on the way. Well, we've seen Xavier smoke cigarettes.
That in itself has my skin crawling, completely fucking crawling through the roof. I'm disgusted. Okay, so I get into an argument with this fake version of Xavier multiple times a day to please clean that shit up. The best that they could do was a 7-day bus pass so that I could ride the bus.
That's pretty good. 7-day bus pass, so you can get like to and from the doctors, I'm assuming.
24 hours a day to areas of the city that I
No, the bus pass is not supposed to be used to just sit on the bus for 24 hours.
don't know at 37 weeks pregnant. That's intelligent. If they're
Why would you go to places you don't know? That's not what the bus pass is for either. I got to go to places I don't know on the bus. Oh my God. She's like Arthur. Remember when Arthur fell asleep on the bus? He ended up someplace. He had no idea where he was. Heather thinks that's what the bus pass was given her to use for. What a kooky woman.
Genuinely concerned about me the way they claim they are, and they just want to see what's best for us, my unborn baby included. Why would they go around putting water on our belongings?
Yeah, why? I don't know. Why would they do that?
They literally forced Xavier to use the last $20 he had left on bullshit.
On bullshit, huh?
And it was
What was the bullshit?
supposed to be for laundry today. And then poured water on our belongings, if it's water. And this is the third or fourth time they've done this.
Well, so you had to do laundry anyways, but now the clothes are wet. Maybe they're trying to help.
Now, Xavier has decided to begin smoking roll-up cigarettes, which
Yeah, so the hair dryer is on so she can blow away the tobacco because Xavier is smoking his roll-up cigarettes.
real Xavier doesn't even smoke. And so I get to sit here and blow dry away smaller pieces of tobacco, which does absolutely wonders for the OCD that I'm currently struggling with. So I want to thank you all for that. I really appreciate that.
How is that any of the audience's fault? I don't know.
It is wet, filled with tobacco, and absolutely fucking disgusting. And as I've said about a million times, the real Xavier doesn't even smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, real Xavier doesn't even smoke cigarettes, guys.
So it's incredibly confusing and disgusting and unhygienic for a pregnant woman to be held this. This is why I think they're keeping me in some sort of holding place, a virtual holding place. Every one of my pants has a hole right here, look.
That's how we can tell you're in virtual reality in a holding place, because there's holes in your pants.
I have one pair of pants left that does not have a hole right there. That's for a catheter, so that I don't pee-pee on myself.
I think that's just like wear and tear.
So who the fuck is holding my body? And
Who's holding your body? I don't know, Heather.
that's some shit. And if not, how come every one of my pants didn't have that hole a week ago, and now every single one of them has that hole? Cannot be real life.
But yet it is.
This cannot be real life. Now my hat is missing.
Here's the missing hat dilemma.
So it's like, did they take my hat on purpose because they're pretending to be me?
I'm sure that's what it is. They took your hat to pretend to be you so they could do what?
We're pretending to be
Live in the tent?
Or did they just take it on purpose because it's cold out and they needed a hat? And
they took it on accident to be you, or they took it on purpose because it's cold? I like these two options here.
they weren't trying to do anything nefarious. or have I just misplaced my hat?
I probably just misplaced it.
I was jumped and stabbed by 3 women with tire irons while I was alone, unarmed.
That doesn't sound right. I thought it was screwdrivers.
Someone tried home invading my house in Roscoe Village, Chicago. Going back in the residential records for that property, they had been catching people squatting because the property was located above a shoe store, apartments in it, but none of them were rented. Just one of them was rented. So a lot of like bums and drug addicts were like, breaking in there and like throwing parties or doing whatever kind of weird stuff they're doing. They might.
But it's a good neighborhood, right?
Still be doing that. The only reason I say so is because I walked past it the other day and there was literally a shopping cart filled with like plants next to the trash can in the back. Like it was just so weird, like plants and like cans.
So obviously that means nefariousness.
And I'm like James Bond 00 whatever, like throwing my kids up against the wall, shielding them with my body, like
from what?
Telling them, okay guys, sit down on the floor. I put them in the bathroom where there's like minimal access to windows. I'm like, sit down on the floor, don't move, and mommy's gonna check something real quick, and I like secured them. And I'm calling 911, like going through the house with a knife, like trying to find if this guy is going to look for another point of entry. I called 911 and the police responded. They said that I was being, quote, hysterical.
I mean, yeah, probably. You're hysterical more of the time than not.
And made me call my kids' fathers to come pick them up. The guy was like making fun of me because I'm writing a novel, which I'm on page 442. The white shirt, the police officer that responded was like, yeah, I won't hold my breath on that.
I mean, the novel still isn't out.
That really hurt my feelings and I felt really frustrated. And I had only like 30 pages. I had just attended an author seminar at the Marriott O'Hare that weekend before. And he was just being such a dick, you guys. He was like, this officer, this white shirt, he was like, you're hysterical right now, so you're probably not in the best condition to watch your children, whatever.
I would agree with them, yeah.
So I end up calling their dads to come and for the night and sitting down and getting started on my novel and some other content that I was creating.
Of course. Got it. Right back to the novel.
I literally
just lost their kids. Back to the novel.
Really wrote the ideas, the pilots, I call them, for the trilogies that same night, and started outlining on my novel. I'm on page 440 something now, handwritten, because every time I go to start typing it up, someone hacks my devices and starts inverting sentences, paragraphs, like
just like the website.
If I write, that Wednesday came and I went to the store like it was a normal day, they'll like change the sentence completely so that it's completely out of context. Like something crazy happened that day. I was at the store. With my technology being restricted, being put in the quote unquote tech box, as I refer to it as, it has been incredibly difficult, if not 100% impossible, to make money. Looking just for problems. We all know that as an entrepreneur, the best way, the fastest way to find something that people want to buy is to listen to them, hear what their problem is, and then come up with a solution for them.
Yeah, is that what you do, Heather?
Put a price tag on that solution, boom. Now you're in business, right?
Yeah. Well, I think you need to solve your own problems before you try solving anyone else's problems.
How can you do that if you don't even have access to technology or the outside world?
How can you solve anyone's problems from a tent?
If you're literally living in a box and you can only sell to yourself. I'm working on things kind of similar.
I think she should only sell to herself.
Similar to Darman and his media group.
Darman? You're working on stuff like Darman?
But with less acting and more statement. So that's what it means, statement modeling. It's like the issues that matter most to me and to my peer groups and the people I see struggling with them that are bothering me. It's my way to kind of speak on them without speaking on them. The legislation needs to go through the platform.
Yeah, so she wants people to get fined for putting eggplant emojis.
If you're a platform that's allowing someone to send 10 rows of eggplants in their live 6 times over 5 minutes, you should be fined. And I think that by creating these huge sanctions and taking this very seriously, we can stop and prevent this issue immediately.
Yeah, totally, Heather. Yeah.
But I'm a mom, period. First and foremost, God did that. No one can take that from me. I am a mom. So if you want to see your mom being treated and berated and harassed the way that I'm, being treated and berated and harassed, then,
Another strong arm. Oh, well, if you want to see a mom be treated like this, then don't donate to me.
Keep on with this and invest in, ways to continue covering up for these people.
I don't think she's a mom. I think like mothers would actually put their kids first, not ditch them for homeless dick in a tent.
If you can't imagine seeing someone that you love treated this way, maybe make a different decision. So you guys have a great night. As I said, there's a whole bunch of stuff I'd like to say to the people who, as I said before, think that it's acceptable to tell people to kill themselves or that they're ugly or that they're fat or that they're not worth it. Every single thing that you put out, it will come back.
Oh, yeah?
And that's been one of the biggest lessons I've gone through my life since I was a little girl, trying to figure out what I have ever done to deserve this.
I mean, what did you say before? Wasn't something like this?
Why are there people breathing in the world who are so ugly? What does that do to the collective energy?
I don't know, Heather. You sound kind of hypocritical there. So other than that, there was also a wellness check that happened. This got posted to Facebook. There's not much other information other than this, saying her brother's ex-girlfriend, Heather Gillespie, 30-year-old female, 38 weeks pregnant, is threatening to herself if she does not get a ride to shelter or hotel. She lives in a red tent with other males. I don't know if that was a typo or a misunderstanding. As far as I know, only Xavier is in the tent by Belmont Yacht Club. Her brother met her when she was on assignment in the Navy. He is not in the state anymore, but she keeps calling him, saying that she's going to herself. She's known to use drugs. So this was a wellness check called on her. If anyone remembers Cassie, the girl that was supposedly wasted $400 on her, I also went over the text messages between me and her, kind of giving a little bit more insight into what happened there. So I'll play a clip of that and link everything below. So I can show you guys the last little bit of context with what's her face? Cassie. With Cassie. So this is like the context of where she got the money, apparently. And if Cassie is a troll, if this is just all a troll to get like information out of Heather or try to steal her baby, or I don't know. I really don't know what this was supposed to be. She has just been straight with me about it, and I probably would have had more respect. I don't know what's going on here though, so I can only speculate. So she said, just between us, I'm not made out of money. I'm a single mom of 3. I won my battle with breast cancer 3 years ago. So I'm just going to, I think this is what she wants to respond to me. I don't know. I tried to get her on. She wouldn't come on. So I'm just going to read it for you guys. You guys can take it for what you want. I won't criticize too much. I'm just going to, this is going to end the Cassie saga. I'm not going to talk about her after this. So she won her battle with breast cancer. Her grandfather passed away, sadly, on November 13th and left her $15,000. And he left the money to each of my kids. My grandpa taught me that if somebody really needs help and you can help, and you can help, you do. So I was willing to use that money to help her. The money left to me as a blessing, has a blessing. The money left to me has blessed me so much. I was just trying to make my grandpa proud by helping. So that's what she said. Where she got the money and what she was using for her rationale behind giving Heather money. And then I tried to get her on the stream when we were going over the messages between her and Heather. So I was like, hey, you up? And then she's like, sorry, I didn't make it last night. My daughter got hit by a car and she's in the hospital. She sent these pictures of the car crash. I'm not going to like zoom in on those or anything. So this was after the stream aired and she watched the stream. So she said, so I guess people think I'm lying. Shake my head. I didn't want any attention from this at all, which is why she told me to cover it and gave me 60 screenshots. And then when I didn't cover it like the day after or whatever, she kept being like, when are you gonna cover it? When are you gonna tell me when you're going live so I can be there, so I can answer questions, so I can do all this stuff? Didn't want any attention from this. I was stupid for trying to help her, but whatever. I know I'm telling the truth. Thank you for showing me the messages. Well, thank you for showing me the messages. I'm subbed to you. Have a great weekend. Okay. Then she comes back with this. I'm just gonna move this up. I'm not upset with you about anything. It was not a scheme. Oh, scheme. She just wrote it weird. I truly wanted to help. I can't stand the fact that Heather could leave the hospital with that baby to attend. I don't think they'll let her. If she lies, that says that she has an address. If she lies and says she has an address, you were going to get her an address, though. They will take her. They will take the baby. Here's my real phone number. I blocked it out. My daughter was hit by a car yesterday, so I was at the hospital, and I do apologize, but my kids come first. She broke her leg and 3 ribs. Her husband was driving and broke his hand, but God bless them from being hurt more. I have no need to lie about any of this. I only sent the messages to you. I thought you sent them to Mama Bear too, or someone else. I was so hurt that Heather acted this way, and I just wanted to make sure that no one is as stupid as me to try to help her. So she's still claiming it's genuine. And then she said again, okay, I'm sorry I couldn't make it to the live last night, but I have all these people calling me a liar. They are leaving messages on my YouTube shorts. I've done nothing wrong. I mean, other than like, what would have happened if she accepted your help, right? I don't know. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I'll move past this, but you guys, this is hopefully we'll wrap a little bow around this. If I was going to make up a story, why would I have sent you those messages? I'm not a scammer. I needed full legal names that I could have got online. I know they're first and last. You know what it is. What it is. I should have never have done this. Otherwise, I didn't want anything out of this period. I wanted it known that she doesn't want an apartment, just money. But then, like, it's also to me a little odd that she didn't like use her YouTube channel to tell people this. So like the people who watch her channel, the people I assume she cares about more than just random people online, why wouldn't you warn them? So like your friends and family wouldn't get scammed. Like, why are you using money that was left to you and your children on Heather, supposedly? At least that's what she's saying to me. Maybe she's trolling me too. I just like, what is this? It's not for attention, though. It's not. If it's not for attention, and if it's not, I don't know, to warn people, to actually warn people, like, what is it? What is it? So it says, where did I leave off here? Legal name. We've never done this otherwise. Period. I just want to know. She doesn't want an apartment, just money. I mean, I don't know. And that's it. So that's all she said. I said, oh, wow. Okay, I'll just show you. Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that. I wanted to invite you on stream so you could say your side. If you wanted to in the future, when things are more calm on your end, just let me know. So, but she's live streaming now. Like she's all fine on her channel. Didn't respond to this, so I'm assuming everything's done with this, and we'll move on with our lives. So Heather emailed Ed again. I don't know if you guys remember Ed from the last time. He clapped back at her in an email, and was like, "Get out of here, Heather," because she sent like this generic, oh, not generic, it was a whole story out to a bunch of people I guess she knows or have like run into in her life and being like, help me, I'm homeless in a tent. And Ed clapped back being like, yeah, this is all you. Like, you did all this to yourself. You told me before that you did this to yourself. Like, I'm not going to help you. I don't know if she responded to that. But she hit him back up for whatever reason. She was like, hey, Ed, I know the last time you messaged me for whatever reason, I assume pressure. You called me a cunt, even though I've never done anything to you. I've never harmed you, and we've always been friends. I'm contacting you today because it's year 4 of me being unlawfully held outdoors of my home. You know that my Cadillac was destroyed. You know that I was thrown out of my apartment. I have been literally outside this entire time. I'm 37 weeks pregnant. I am not being responded to by the city 311 department, and I'm going to send you a copy. Don't bother, Heather. If you don't want it, I just kindly ask that you forward it to law enforcement. Not like I have 20,000 times already, as I think my connection is being tampered with. I can email you, Ed, but I can't email the cops. Thank you so much. I don't mean to be a bother. I hope all is well. Heather Gillespie. So then Ed was like, oh, you crazy Heather. No, but he said, you fucking used me. You are a fucking cunt. Go fuck yourself. I can't. Can I keep saying? We gotta put some filler in between these swear words. You are a complete waste of space and no human decency. This is also, I'm reading this, YouTube. I'm not saying this. All you care about is yourself. You owe me over $2,000 and you claim you have no debts. Interesting. You destroyed your own car on your own. Nobody did it, and you fucking admitted it to me. You were illegally and unlawfully removed from that apartment, and even if you weren't, you had no way of paying for it and would have been evicted for non-payment or wouldn't have been able to renew the lease. The city does respond to you. You just choose not to follow the rules. You do the right thing and give the baby up. Do the right thing. Give the baby up for adoption. No one owes you shit. No one can help you until you first help yourself. This is like, I love this guy. I love Ed. No one is tampering with your connections. Yeah, switch it. Hold on. Yeah, okay, yeah. No one is tampering with your connection. Your ramblings are proof of nothing, and this is why none of your complaints have gone anywhere. And the legitimate cases you had, they got nowhere because you're just rambling craziness. Or the one time there was actually evidence to help support what you're saying, you're like, I'm not going to talk to them, which is crazy. You failed to show up or cooperate when necessary, and they got dropped, and you don't send me your pile of shit documents ever again. I won't do shit with them. Fuck off, cunt, and no one is pressuring me to write this. These are my own thoughts and opinions. Well, I didn't say opinions. He just said these are my own thoughts. And then he says, and for fuck's sake, quit effing doxing my name. You have no place, and I have no place in your effing Instagram stories. More proof of what a selfish cunt you are. So that was Ed's clapback. You think it would have ended there, right? You think Heather would have got the point, but apparently Heather was like, nope, I gotta respond to this. I'm Heather flipping Gillespie. I can't be swearing so much in a row. You're get angry at me. But so this BCG also got these, by the way. So shout out to her. Whoa, okay. So Heather was like, use you for what? That's not true. I don't even believe this is Ed. Of course, if there's any like mild criticism towards Heather, then it must not be a real person that she's talking to. It can't be Ed. Why don't we talk in person? I know the real Ed. He believes every part of the shit that I've been through. So whoever this is, you can jump on that Rico case. Jump on that Rico case. Regardless of your response, I have emails. I have in-person communications. I have receipts. I didn't use Ed for anything. It was my art. What? It was my legitimate friend? I mean, he was your legitimate friend. He helped me file my taxes. I paid him back out of less than $3,000 that he borrowed me for an Airbnb, 2,500. You got fucked up before you open your mouth and start talking shit. Why don't you sit on a big fat cock and rotate, bitch? Whoa, mamma mia. Mamma mia, Heather. She didn't like that. She didn't like that at all. So then Ed comes back, because of course, Ed's a good guy. This is what Ed does. Said, used me. Wow, you really lack self-awareness. Cell phone, website hosting plan, you still owe me for those. Jesus fucking Christ, you made zero effort to fix things in your life, or fix things on your end. You made zero effort to pay me back and have claimed that you owe no debts to anyone. You fucking used me, you selfish C word. I can't keep. Ed is very spicy. I believe zero of the bullshit that you spew. If you want to know the source of your problems, take a look in the mirror, you delusional cunt. I see through your bullshit, and you can't manipulate me. You have no RICO case against anyone. You have no case against anyone because the only person stopping you is you. And then more of the same there. Telling her where to go. And then this is the last part of his response. It says, for the record, the only reason I got paid back for the Airbnbs is because the money came to me first. I should have kept the money to cover the cell phone costs and the website hosting that you owed me up to that point. Otherwise, you would have pissed the money away on useless shit. Yeah, no. Definitely would have. Grow the fuck up and take responsibility for the mess you made. And for fuck's sake, give that baby a chance at a real life and give it up for adoption. You are an egg donor, not a mother. I thought that was going to be about Xavier. So that is Xavier's response. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it for this week. So I hope you guys have had a great week, and I hope this week coming up is great for you as well. And I will see you. I'll see you around.